There's one thing that Karen Reed has ghosted out of her narrative totally, which is, and she fought really to keep this out of court, which is the last text messages she had with John O'Keefe that night for an hour and 10 minutes. She is going back and forth from the first about this Richie the plumber she has coming over at 7:24:11. She says, I'm having issues with my hot water, so had to text someone to take a look. And John writes back immediately at 7:25:35, you trying to piss me off. Why would Karen Reed texting a plumber piss John off?
Because John's dad is a plumber, and Johnny was a really pretty solid plumber himself. He had worked with his dad, prior to becoming a cop. So why would you call a plumber when your boyfriend essentially has plumbing skills? Is what would have pissed him off. So again, hindsight is very clear, but she was clearly trying to annoy him with that.
Right. She says nothing. I mean, they're texting. I mean, we can go through these texts all day. Some of them are very interesting regarding the kids, but I just wanted to, I'm just fascinated by this plumber that I put out an SOS on my podcast for Richie, the Mansfield plumber, to come forward if he heard from Karen Reed that night. I haven't heard a word. We've never seen texts from this plumber from Karen Reed to this plumber. I believe it was a fabrication to rile John up that night, to make him angry and to start a fight, and also to delay coming out for whatever reason. But, they go back and forth. I mean, let's just take a look at some of these text messages. Hold on one second. Let me just pull them up. They go back and forth. So he goes, why now you're not coming? He goes, why now you're not coming? And she says, I'm waiting for the plumber. I actually think he's in the driveway. This is a little bit, I think she mentions it before. I've had it, hold on one second. And he's not going out after. It's 8 p.m. on a Friday, he's saying. And you have a plumber coming over at 8, knowing me and Papa could have handled it. Good luck. And she said, I've always told you I will not put either of you out of your way the way everyone else in your life does. So I'm too good of a person to have you fix my plumbing issues, even though I had you put in a chandelier 2 weeks before. I knew it wasn't working right when you were at the doctor's with Kaylee, and I knew neither of you could get here. And this guy Richie fixed it the last time, whatever it was. He was supposed to be here at 5. If it's not a quick fix, I'll tell him to forget it. If you need a new water heater, don't let him do it. He's here now. It's not quick. I'm not doing it. I just want to be sure nothing will go wrong when I'm not home. He's not a scammer. Half the quick stuff he doesn't even charge me for. He just puts the toilet seats on crooked. Status, still here. So she's making him wait. Now, after fighting all day, she's now making him wait for her. She said he's got to go to Home Depot and he'll be back mañana. And then he writes so, and then she writes woman signal, just trying to figure out if I need to be here. What do you think of all this?
I think there's like a kernel of truth in there somewhere. I think she had a plumber for smaller stuff that existed, because otherwise, I mean, she's referring to him, and Johnny would have said, who? Like, who? And the thing about the toilet seat being crooked, like, it's very specific. So that was something that I think must have come up before. So again, it's like the deviousness of having just a kernel of truth to work off of, to spin into what plumber works at 8 o'clock at night, unless there's like a major flood in the basement.
No,
I mean, give me a break. Like, that's not true. And so to me, it's just a complete manipulation. Whether she was like, I don't think he cared if she came out that night, frankly. So her delaying her arrival, I don't know what that would have achieved. But I think earlier in the day, she reached out to Erin, Paul's wife, and asked if she wanted to have drinks. I think that same day, like that afternoon.
Right. And he's also worried that she's not going to come out because he says to her, I'm relying on you for a ride home. So I think he was more concerned that he wouldn't be able to get a ride home. Wish he had gotten an Uber, he'd still be alive.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's more worried that he won't get a ride home, but she just knows right where to go. And we had finally Michael Camerano's second trial weekly. He says John told Michael Camerano that he was upset about the plumber, about Karen Reed calling a plumber.
You took from that there was an expectation that Karen would be coming back to his house, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
You had no inkling that day that anything was wrong between Karen and John, correct?
No.
Everything seemed fine between the two of them, right?
Yes, he did mention though that night that he didn't understand why Karen had a plumber go to the house.
Because he had somebody that could have done that work instead of paying for the plumber, right?
Well, yes.
Okay.
And
Yannetti immediately realizes the issue, goes, well, meaning that he would have had someone to fix it? No, he would have fixed it, Yannetti. Right. That. He knows what it's about. They fought to keep this out. I hope they bring it up in the civil trial because it's such a good example of Karen Reed's manipulation. She knows right where to go to start a fight with him. Don't you think?
I do. And again, as time passes and you look back at the entirety of the situation, what I think a lot of people identified as like a jealousy and her behavior was that of a jealous one. I've changed my mind on that this is always about control. This is controlling the situation. This is power and control, not jealousy.
Everyone is waiting for me to arrive at the bar. At home in Mansfield, I'm making up a new co-star. His name is Richie, the plumber. No hot water, it's a bummer. It's all a figment of my imagination. Call it a lie, I feign rightful indignation. Call the plumber, I got a rusty pipe. Hot water is not working, I'm starting a fight. Sure it's a lie, but it's a little one. Gotta get my boyfriend under my thumb. John says he and his papa would have fixed it. If only this broken pipe in real life existed. Causing pain and suffering is what I do best. Putting my boyfriend's patience through test after test. Richie, my imaginary plumber, is at Home Depot, hoping that story will get a rise out of my boyfriend and his libido. I'll arrive at the bar showing up late, make him angry right out of the gate. He's slow at feeling lovey-dovey, I'm downright twisted and scummy. I'll down many drinks and run him over after it gets late. Scream and cry, it's you, John, who I hate. Leave him to die in a blizzard, inflicting pain, I'm a wizard. Get Jen to call 911, have the whole town pointing fingers when it's over and done.